What an incredible day yesterday on a number of different fronts. I just want to say, in the course of the day, I see things happening that I have not seen in the weight loss business for so many years, in some cases a decade or so, that just absolutely inspires and motivates. Now, I got to tell you, you don't want to be one of my staff. You don't want to be, you don't even want to be one of my kids. You don't want to be my friend, my neighbor, my relative, whatever, because I obsessively keep notes. I have every phone call, every email, every letter, every text message, anything I've ever communicated with, ever. And it's not because I'm holding it for any particular reason. It's just part of my nature. Because you know how it goes. People want to say, oh, you said so and so. No, I didn't. It's right here on my phone. We communicated back and forth. Learned it from in-house counsel years ago. Just log everything. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because I have obsessively logged what is going on in our industry for years and years and years and years and years. We had a good August. What was going on in August? The war, there was a war raging. The economy was this. The stock market was that. I've got all these obsessively little notes all over the place. And I've got to tell you, I have not seen a July. We're not even at the halfway point yet. It's tomorrow. I have not seen a July shape up the way this July has already taken off. It's like every dollar that wasn't generated because July 4th ended up on a Tuesday this year, all got thrown into the end of the last week and already into this week. And here we are on the 14th, or the 13th rather, and already all that revenue's been made up for a lot of people. I don't recall the last time I had people that we had coaching sessions set up with that said, we're ahead of our goals. We've been hitting our goals every month for the last few months. I mean, we had a half a dozen people yesterday tell us that. We've got a lot of people that have come on board and maybe have been struggling before we started to work with them, or are still trying to find their way with a few things that I invite them to just blindly follow some of our recommendations. I mean, these are not things we came up with. Here's the simple difference between what we do at IntelliFran and helping your weight loss operation versus, well, there is nobody else that does what we do. You're as close as you're going to get is maybe your corporate office if you're a franchise. Or if you're a physician, maybe there's some physician group out there that'll give you some guidance, but not at the granular level we do it. This is all stuff that worked yesterday somewhere else, and we give it to you today. There's no processing, there's no filtering, we don't even make it pretty. We just give it to you. It's all part of what we do. So I'm going to give you some free stuff today, and I want you to go use it. And if you use it and you're making money from it, then you may be a good fit for us. Because I got to tell you something. We are not Ellis Island. Do not bring me you're tired. Do not bring me you're hungry. Do not bring me you're sick. This is not the halfway house for weight loss ownership. This is not the halfway house for weight loss area managers, assistant managers, and weight loss sales advisors, telemarketers, receptionists. This is not a halfway house. If you're serious about making money, helping save lives and making money and doing that and doing it in your weight loss operation, whether it's your physician's practice, your chiropractic clinic, or your weight loss franchise, whether it's a big regional, big national, more localized, I don't care. If you're serious about doing that, have a conversation with us if you want to move forward. We may not be able to help you. Some of you are already hitting the metrics we would try to get you to get to. Some of the people that call us, as I've said before, just want, hey, fix us. Do this, do that. They want the parameters so narrowed down that, you know what, no wonder they're having problems. Their own patients, clients, and members probably don't even like them. We're looking for that sweet spot where you can say, hey, maybe we did real well for a couple of years and things have slowed down, or I've had some staff changes, we need to get people ramped up, or something's going on with my advertising, I'm not getting the leads that I used to get, or I can't seem to get my arms around Facebook, social media, digital advertising. Hey, what are other people doing in my space? If those are the kinds of things you're asking yourself, we should probably have a conversation. Some of the brands that we work with and some of the categories, so there's some practice groups that we automatically waive your setup fee because we already know your brand, we already know your protocol, we already know the products, the services, the weight loss plans that you use. We don't have this big ramp up. In addition to what I talked about yesterday with July waiving the startup, some of you by default, we don't charge the $1,000 startup fee to. We can just hit the ground running and start plugging things in. Start see results within hopefully a couple of weeks with things. Now, some fun things, some free things. We did something this week. We dropped about, 200,000 text messages just this week on Tuesday. Actually, there's a specific time on Tuesday that text messages, voicemails need to be sent. That you got to pay for. But there's a specific time of the day on Tuesday. There's a narrow window that statistically we didn't figure it out. Somebody else tipped us off to it, and we're able to apply millions and millions of incidents to it to say, hey, you know what? This really worked. But we send text messages out to a specific category of people. I just want to give you an example of some things that happen in multiple locations. First of all, we already know there will be an immediate response because the demographic that we're targeting, these are all people that we already know have a need for what we have and are somewhat familiar with us. So maybe they're part of the click funnel, they're part of what's going on, and have already made contact with that location. But some neat things happen. I mean, people scheduled, there were probably 150 appointments scheduled just from Tuesday's activity that took place between Tuesday and Wednesday. There's always a trickle down effect. But it was so funny because in a number of cases we had some new clients where we're still setting up some digital platforms that make it easy for people to schedule an appointment. People were scheduling on their phone in the parking lot 5 minutes before an appointment and then walking in. We couldn't even access a computer or check our phones in some cases, to see the alert before someone came in. And unfortunately, we had to reschedule some of those folks because some of these centers were jammed. It didn't just happen in one location. It happened in 3 that I know of, just between Tuesday, 2 of them on Wednesday, 1 of them on Tuesday. So there's some neat things that you can do. So if you're doing text messaging, get some text messages out. Do it on Tuesday. I'll let you figure out what the best time of the day is. Unless you want to have a conversation with us. So one other thing, got to have a goal every day. We have a sales and marketing calculator that absolutely every center ought to be using. If you want that, send us a message. Some of you are watching this on YouTube. Some of you are watching it on Facebook, on Periscope. You see it on LinkedIn. Somehow, some way, get a message to us. It's help@intellifran.com, help@intellifran.com, or even write it in the comments section, wherever it is, or send us an IM. Whatever you need to do, reach out to us. We'll have a conversation with you about this calculator. But it establishes what everybody needs to do for the day, for the week, for the month. If you want to measure things by the quarter, the half, the year, this is a no-brainer. You need to do your 2018 planning. This is a 5-minute exercise, and you'll know exactly what everyone on the team needs to do for next year or for the next week or for the next month, whatever it is you want to do. So just a quick note, message us, put it in the comment section, do whatever you need to do. We'll have a free exchange of ideas. See if this is worthy of exploring further with us working together. If it is, great. If not, hey, we may be able to suggest that you work with somebody else that may be more effective for you. Big power train today between 1 and 1:20 today, Eastern time. That's 12 Central, 11 Mountain, and 10 Pacific. Don't want to miss it, or you can catch it on playback. Have a great day.